Sunreef 70 Power Cat, for sale in Fort Lauderdale. Boat shows very, very well. So we're here at Lauderdale Marine Center. We just hauled the Sunreef 70 out. We've got a set of 8 of these blankets. They're part of the boat. Just to give you an idea how well the boat's cared for, the captain drops these down every time the boat gets hauled out to protect the hull and the paint job from the straps. If you look down the hull, it's in perfect condition. The bottom's in perfect condition. And while the boat's out of the water for a couple days here at Lauderdale Marine Center, we're having a marine surveyor come by and do a complete report on the condition of the bottom. It's in excellent shape. We want to have that documented for a buyer to be able to see and have a lot of confidence about the condition and the care that this boat's received. We've got the boat hauled out right now. We're going to touch up some of the paint here on these bulbous bows. We're going to prop speed the out drives on the Volvo IPSs. I'll show you what those look like here in a minute. And then we'll go over some of the aspects of this hull and some of the things that really make it ride great offshore. All right, on the bow of the Sunreef 70 Power Cat, we have 2 bow thrusters. These have counter-rotating props inside them, these impellers here. You can see they turn in counter-acting directions. The bows here, this model Sunreef 70 Power Cat was available with these bulbous bows from the factory as an option, or you could order the boat without. This is a very, very good choice for this particular boat for its seagoing capabilities and also for speed and efficiency. So you notice the bow comes down here and would normally stop in this location. So with this added water line, it improves the boat's efficiency, so speed with less power offshore. It also adds volume up forward. You can imagine 2 of these. It prevents the boat from hobby horsing offshore in offshore sea conditions. If you can imagine the difference between 2 balloons and 2 knife blades going up and down in the water when it's rough out, these add more volume forward and prevent the bows from diving into the water. That prevents you from getting an impact on the bridge deck offshore. And another thing that helps this boat out is you'll also see that there's a gull-wing shape down the bridge deck. This also disperses wave energy down the bridge deck as the bridge deck comes in contact with the surface of the water. Now, normal boating conditions, that's not going to happen, but if you're offshore, you're in 10-foot seas, that's a design aspect that will definitely help out the comfort of the boat. And these bulbous bow sections that I showed you keep the boat from hobby horsing through the water like 2 knife blades would do. The balloons and the extra volume want to stop the boat from that more aggressive movement, and that minimizes impact on the bridge deck where it might come in contact here. And once again, if it does, it's minimized with the gull-wing shape. Probably 6-7 feet. And you've got probably almost 3.5 feet there. Here you can see that the anchor bow rollers here are deployed as far out as possible on the bridge deck. That minimizes any interference that the anchor could have with the hulls if the boat were to swing. And it's a much better design than what you see with some of the other Power Cats that have the anchor being deployed much further back in the bridge deck area where the chain could easily get in contact with the hulls at anchor. As you can see, the hulls are in perfect shape. We're going to do a little touch up on the bottom paint while it's out. Here you can see the bridge deck has the gull-wing shape all the way down. Some Power Cats have a flat surface in the back. The Sunreef 70 has it all the way to the transom. You can see the mounts there for the tender lift. Once again, an upgraded option for this model. You also have 2 escape hatches here. These are secured, offshore certified, totally watertight. You can see a design here in the hull. It's got small, stubby keels. It helps out with the boat's tracking ability, particularly when it's running down sea. Keeps the boat going straight instead of swerving as it gets pushed by waves. Here you can see the struts on the tender lift. This is hydraulically actuated. Drops this whole platform down to lift up the dinghy. And here you can see these big Volvo 1200 counter-rotating props. These are super efficient. The exhaust comes out the back, so it's below the water line. You don't have exhaust coming out the back of the boat while it's running, so it keeps it quieter. It's less fumes. You don't smell diesel. And part of the way this boat steers, you'll notice there's no rudders, no drive shaft. It's all these pods. They're coated with a marine coating called Prop Speed. It inhibits any sort of marine growth. And we're gonna have these redone while we have it out of the water. These drives actually move around as part of the steering, and then these props counter-rotate at different speeds to make the boat essentially walk sideways, twist in its own length, and maneuver forward in reverse. So really there's 4 props on this boat. We have a spare set of propellers in storage. These are about $30,000 for a pair. Those props are in good shape. They've been balanced, polished, reconditioned, and are ready to go as spares. They're in a storage unit for the boat, and they're being sold and included with the purchase. So you can see here, this is where the drive mounts into the hull. You can see how much the drive articulates to maneuver the boat. And you'll see an excerpt here from the joysticks. There's 3 on the boat. There's 2 wing stations aft and 1 on the enclosed fly bridge. And that joystick moves these around and also affects the speed of the counter rotation on the props. Really cutting edge design, the absolute easiest way to maneuver a boat this size. Your normal Sunreef 70 Power Cat, the transom ends here. Sunreef has an option on the Sunreef 70 Power Cat to do an extended transom. This boat was built from the factory with an extended transom. That adds all this volume aft. It helps out with the balance of the larger engines. Once again, improves fuel efficiency and the boat's performance by adding to the waterline, just like the bulbous bows that I pointed out to you before. Here you can see the hydraulic passerelle on the back. There's also another much longer one on the other side that's concealed in the step. You'll see that in the other video. Underwater lights, blue around the boat. There's 2 on the bow shining in, 2 on the transom shining in, and then an array down the sides. But you can see how much extra volume this adds to the boat, once again alleviating that hobby horsing motion in heavy offshore sea conditions. In the port engine compartment, looking forward, you can see the fuel filters on the bulkhead. Here's the Volvo Penta IPS 1200. This is connected with a drive shaft going aft. Here you can see the nicely labeled panels and the fuel filters. This is the ventilation system for the engine compartment. Battery charger. This is connected to the inverter system as well. Fisher Panda generator, there's 1 on each side. This is the intercom system up to the bridge. Shore power breakers. Nicely labeled wires going into the breaker and control boxes. That was the water circulation pump. Starboard engine compartment. This one houses a Miele combo washer dryer in it aft. Another 30 kilowatt generator. We're looking aft at the passerelle hydraulic pump. These are the switches between the generator, inverter, and shore power systems with automatic and manual switching. Close up of the washer dryer contained in this space. This is the filter system and membranes for the sea recovery water maker. This is a better view of the control unit for the water maker. Odyssey batteries. This is a Volvo Penta IPS pod drive. This is the top of it where the shaft comes into it, and then the drive is below it. This is looking forward in that starboard engine, and you can see the dual fuel filters for the generator and the engine. So you can see this is a Sunreef 70 PowerCat model, but with the transom extensions and with the bulbous bows, the boat's length overall at waterline is actually 80 feet. I'm Staley Weidman with the Catamaran Company in Fort Lauderdale, Florida. If you have any questions about the Sunreef 70 PowerCat, please let me know. I'll be happy to help you out with any other listings or any of our other PowerCats we have for sale.